Days of Our Lives blunder Beau and Amp, Hope return airdate revealed and Philip beaten. Days of Our Lives spoilers Wednesday, May 7th EJ tumbles secret plan, Belle and Amp, Sean reconnect. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives suckers, guess what? I've got a whole pile of leaks from my inside source and they've told me a bunch of juicy stuff like about Beau and Hope Brady's first occasion date, why Philip Kiriakis is severely beaten veritably soon and a bunch more good stuff. Days of Our Lives source gives several leaks. So, this is all huge stuff from forthcoming summer occurrences, including scoop on bifurcations, cautions, and a little bit of courtroom drama. And there's a lot to unpack. In fact, we got so numerous leaks, I had to divide it into 2 vids. So, check back on Thursday for part 2 of these Days of Our Lives leaks. Alright, for those of you new to the channel, I need to explain just real hot about my leaker. This person has been a veritably dependable source. I wouldn't say they're 100 accurate, but I would say 80 to 90 accurate, which is good enough for me to keep participating their word. So, just to be clear, these are sanctioned spoilers. These are leaks from notoriety with their cutlet on the palpitation that gets the goods and sends it to me. But I just want to make clear, these are written in gravestone. No guarantees. Let's get into it. Number 1. Days of Our Lives spoilers Xander Cook heartbreak ahead. So, my source says there's surely further heartbreak ahead for Xander Cook. He still doesn't know his woman Sarah Horton has been apprehensive for quite a while about Sneaky Philip's forged letter he said was from Victor Kiriakis. But now Sarah feels there's no point in telling him. But it's all about to change. Our source revealed that Dandy Zandy is going to learn about Sarah's treason at the end of May or veritably early June. So, not relatively yet. This week, Xander runs off with Sarah to the exigency room with an antipathetic response to some food and that sidelines their big honeymoon plans. But it doesn't look like she blabs or Xander overhears it just relatively yet. According to our dependable leaker, we've a couple of further weeks, conceivably into early June, before Sarah is fully outed and Xander Cook loses it and his and Sarah's marriage implodes. So, you got to hope that Xander Cook hears it from Sarah's mouth with her confessing it to him, but that seems decreasingly doubtful. My plutocrat is on Xander eavesdropping commodity because he's a big eavesdropper in addition to being a big Joe each around. Days of Our Lives blunder Philip Kiriakis severely beaten. Alright, speaking of the sanitarium, our number 2 leak is that Philip gets beaten up enough poorly. Looks like he may need some help in the ER. And this apparently goes down eventually this month in May during reaches. Now, it could be related to Xander's pent-up wrathfulness getting the stylish of him and he snaps on Philip. You know, Xander obviously is mealy at his family. Still, perhaps it has commodity to do with commodity entirely different, and Philip gets himself into some different trouble on days. We know Doug 3 has been in trouble and those mugs may be looking for him again. Flashback, they wanted that redundant interest payment. So, Philip's beating perhaps, I don't know, some weird incorrect identity thing at the manse. Wrong place, wrong time. Or since Philip has now met Doug 3, perhaps he steps in to help the youthful man with these goons and he gets his but demurred for his troubles. Of course, we'll let you know when we see spoilers on the source of Philip's beatdown and whether it's Xander or perhaps notoriety outside the Kiriakis family. Beau and Hope Brady return to Days of Our Lives air date revealed. Alright, our third big leak is commodity big. The moment suckers have been staying for, the return of Beau and Hope Brady. My leaker says their first occasion that they return will be Friday, May 23rd in honor of their 40th anniversary. That was their fancy London marriage. And our leaker says, when we see them, Beau will still be bedridden with Hope at his bedside. And we're obviously going to get a miraculous recovery for Beau. But it looks like this kicks off, indeed if he doesn't wake up on their corner anniversary, commemorating their first marriage back in 1985. So, it sounds like Steve and Sean Brady succeed in stealing Dr. Russell's experimental medicine. Either that or Beau gets another kind of phenomenon. We're going to talk about that in our coming leak. But if the theft of verse 6 is exposed, you know, we've to wonder if Sean Brady is arrested and will miss his pater Beau waking up. Although Steve Johnson and Sean Brady are doing the pinch together. As I said, I could see Sean Brady covering for Kayla and Steve Johnson because Sean feels so shamefaced that he shot his pater, Beau, and that this coma is all his fault. All that away, we're super agitated that Hope gets her phenomenon and Beau wakes up. And from there, Hope and Beau take suckers on a wild adventure story, a little bow that's going to take us through summer. And if our leaker is correct, watch for May 23rd. That's when the magic begins for Beau and Hope. Days of Our Lives. Julie Williams prays for Beau's phenomenon. Alright, leak number 4 also ties back to Beau, but with a twist. Our source says we're soon going to find out Notoriety Differently is trying hard to save Beau's life. The leaker told us Julie Williams is transferring up hot prayers to heaven to her hubby Doug Williams this month, soliciting her cherished Doug to please save Beau's life. Of course, Julie knows how important Beau meant to Doug as his son-in-law. And actually, Beau and Doug didn't always see eye to eye. They both agreed that they wanted Hope to have the stylish in life. As Beau has lain in that coma for further than 2 times now, of course, Hope kept constant surveillance at his bedside, only returning home to lay her daddy, Doug, to rest last downtime. So suckers may get a montage of old Days of Our Lives footage of Doug Williams and Beau take us on a little trip down memory lane as Julie Williams prays for a phenomenon mending for her son-in-law Beau. I would love to see some classic footage like that. That isn't part of the leak. That's just me hoping. So, will Julie and Hope feel like Doug pulled some heavenly strings to save Beau's life and restore his health? If Sean Brady and Steve Can get the medicine, perhaps Doug can do it from the great hereafter. Hope will obviously have to bring Beau up to speed on all the happenings in Salem that he missed out on these 2 times. Days of Our Lives stunner EJ DiMera plots hospital preemption. Alright. Now, our veritably last tidbit that's part of part 1 of the leaks is about EJ DiMera telling Bell Black he's going to buy the sanitarium. Of course, we know EJ claims to be a changed man now that he's out of his coma and recovering at home. But also when Kayla Brady refused to let Dr. Russell out of his contract with University Hospital so he could take his first 6 exploration and leave, the croaker called EJ. Turns out Russell has been conspiring with EJ for a while to get this medicine into DiMera hands. Kayla of course knows it's a cash cow and that University Hospital needs the plutocrat from the patent on this groundbreaking medicine, and she's hoping formerly Dr. Russell gets FDA blessing it could save the sanitarium. But in the meantime, EJ is conspiring with Dr. Russell and it's not entirely clear how shady his motives are. And to be fair, EJ started conspiring with the croaker before his whole act about my coma changed me. Days of Our Lives spoilers. Wednesday, May 7th. EJ tumbles secret plan, Belle and Amp, Sean reconnect. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, May 7th, reveal that EJ DiMera will unmask his secret plan while Xander Kyriakis gets some surprising news. Bell Black and Sean Brady will also reconnect, so let's bandy what's in store in Wednesday's Days of Our Lives occasion. At the DiMera Manse, Dr. Jeffrey Russell will show up for a strategy session since he's got a hush-hush cooperation with EJ. Days spoilers say EJ will come clean about his secret plan to buy the sanitarium, which should give him control of Dr. Russell's exploration lab contract as well. Russell has been floundering to get out of that contract, so EJ's sanitarium purchase could be the result. That could open the door to more profitable openings when it comes to the development of Versavix, the sepsis medicine that Dr. Russell is presently working on. Of course, it's also the medicine that Beau Brady needs to stay alive. Days spoilers say Kayla Johnson will come up with a result to 2 different problems on Wednesday's occasion, so this could relate to Steve Johnson and Sean Brady's forthcoming lab break heft. It looks like EJ could also face some snags when it comes to his plans to become the sanitarium's new fund, so stay tuned for the challenges ahead of him. In the meantime, Sean and Belle will spend some time reconnecting. Since John Black is missing and Beau is facing a major health reversal, Belle and Sean will no doubt bond over their father's crosses. Over with Xander, Days spoilers say he'll get updates on Alex Kyriakis' rearmost discovery. Alex set up Stephanie Johnson's new handwriting, so it sounds like he'll take one stormy night to Xander and pitch its eventuality to be a mega hit. Days of Our Lives suckers can anticipate Alex to gush over Stephanie's gift and make prognostications about putting Titan DiMera Publishing on the chart. Once Alex gets Xander on board, he'll do his stylish to vend Stephanie on his offer, too. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Stephanie's in for a shock once Alex reveals his grand plans for her book, so don't miss her response. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.